Hi, and welcome to Inception Podcast Season 2. Today is a different podcast. It's a conversation with my friend Peter Osborne from Truth in Focus. And it's more of a personal podcast today in regards to my door cam that I had installed about a year ago and the objects and anomalies that it's captured. So, hi, Peter.
Hello, Gloria. How you
How you
doing?
doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay. So what I want to discuss today, because later on I am going to show the videos you sent back, slow down videos, and also I've got screenshots from my
Yeah.
door camera. However, I'd just like to put a short synopsis before that. When this happened on the 18th of February, um, I hadn't really watched the door cam, and I told you that I hadn't really been checking because it was in
No.
for security reasons. However, that morning, as an experiencer, I get communications, and it was check out the door cam, which was really weird. So I went on the door cam, and there for like 3 seconds,
Mm,
I saw this object appear, and it was a cube, a complete symmetrical cube.
mm.
And what can I do with it? I'm just an experiencer. I have no understanding of the technology. So the next communication was there's a guy on YouTube, Truth in Focus, contact him, send it to him. And I didn't know Peter. We had never met. We'd never
No.
talked to him. So I started stalking Peter, saying, "Can I have your contact details? I've got something to show you," as you do. Peter was very brave and said, "Okay."
Mm,
Um, However, I'd also got the message to share with Peter that the 3 second clip that I'd first captured had to be slowed all the way down. And if he did that, then he would capture more of what she did. So before we go into that, I'd also like to add at the same time of this cube appearing, I had a massive power cut in the village.
mhm.
And for the rest of the week, I had other craft coming in, objects, triangles, everything. However, I did not know how to take my video of my cube off my Ring doorbell. Do you remember that,
I
Peter?
do remember that.
We
Yes.
was having a discussion. So I phoned up Ring doorbell hotline and I said, how do I take it down? And they said, what is it you wish to, what is the
Mm,
object? Give us the day. So by then I thought, well, I can't say UFO or cube comes out of the sky. So I actually said, oh, I'm interested in meteorites. And I think I've captured one. So there was no luck. There was no luck with Ring doorbell. Nothing could be done. They would not help me. However, Peter come up and we're talking about, Peter suggested screen record.
mm.
We did all this. I'm just going to briefly compact this. As I stated, I also had a triangle. I also had other objects, but I never thought to screen record the whole week. I only screen recorded the 18th of February.
Mm.
A few days later, another communication come in and said, go back to the others, the videos. When I went back to my Ring doorbell account, Ring doorbell themselves had taken down all night video, left me the day. The week
Yeah.
before I had night video, but that week where the cube and the triangle and all the other objects appeared,
All
they,
gone.
they had taken that all down. So I do later on you will see video from Peter of the cube and some other little bits, but the triangle and the other objects I only have stills because Ring doorbell, for some unknown reason, you can work it out yourself, um, took it down. So I
Yeah.
have no access to it. So, Peter, jumping
Mm.
back to the cube, when I
Yeah.
sent you the cube, what's the first thing like, what the fuck's this?
Well, yeah. I didn't know what to make because it's kind of monochrome, isn't it? It's like a
Yeah,
night vision,
yeah.
and just this light appears in the like upper left, really quick flash,
Mm, mm,
and so thought, what can I do with this? I remember the first thing I did was I got the footage and I've got a software that can change film into frames. Like films are in frames, aren't they?
yeah.
25 frames a second or whatever.
Hmm.
But I made this about, I think it was about 60 frames a second
Hmm.
and slowed it down a little bit. And then I rendered that off. took the frames, and then I put them into an upscaler, which blows the picture up big and gives all the detail, takes all the noise away and stuff.
Hmm.
Doesn't put anything in at all. The software I use only takes the information that's there. It doesn't take any world data at all.
Hmm. Hmm.
Only what's there, and it enhances that. So once I got these frames enhanced, I then put them into a video editor
Hmm.
and rendered them as a movie. Started to play that back. This flash light that came up really quick comes in quite slow, doesn't it?
Yes.
But we didn't reveal everything there, if you remember.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is really crazy. I wonder what's in the light, if
Hmm.
there's anything in that light.
Hmm.
It's just a strange shape. It was like a fishtail almost at
Yeah.
the yeah, odd shape. So I put a few of the frames into Photoshop and reduced the levels of contrast.
Hmm.
So and inverted it. So I turned the light dark into light, etc. Pulled it back, and the light revealed a cube.
A cube, a
It was
humongous
what
cube.
the heck? I have never seen that before. It was the first time that's ever happened. It's happened since, but
Hmm.
I've never seen that before.
No, no.
And then I sent it to you, and you was like, "Wow, I knew it, didn't you?"
Yeah, yeah. I was more like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I knew it. It was what the fuck. But it sort of went with the what the beings were communicating and what needed to be done. I'm not
yeah,
technical. I can't do it. And what Peter should do, it was the slowing down, and it will show itself. The slower you go, the
yeah,
slower. So, like 3 seconds of 3D time, that's what I was told. If he slows it on his software, he will be able to make from 3 seconds to 3 minutes, so to speak. And that's exactly
yeah,
what you did. So
yeah,
it's we in 3D see it very quickly in seconds, but we are able to slow time down and it actually entering
mm,
into our atmosphere.
yeah.
Also, you noticed it and you sent it to me, how before the object appeared, the whole village lit up like daytime, didn't it?
Absolutely. It's like a yeah, but we didn't find that till later when
No.
I rendered it. I put it back in. I put that film back in
Hmm.
and then put it through again
Hmm.
slower, like another
Hmm.
16 times slower, and
Hmm.
also increased the frame rate to about 120 frames a second.
Hmm.
It wasn't jerky, it really pulled it out. And
Hmm.
that's when we saw this cloud thing appear,
Yeah.
didn't it? Erupt, and then another one from the inside,
It just
and then
opened
it
like a
opened.
vortex, or
Absolutely.
you will physically see it on the video that Peter's done. And remember, it's not AI, nothing's
No,
added. All Peter's done is taken a video and just slowed it down.
yeah.
Also, Peter, there was another thing later on we found out because I sent him lots of clips, lots of videos, and
Lots of activity, a lot of
hell of a lot of
activity.
activity
Yeah,
over my house. And you even caught another one by slowing it down that a light appeared above my bungalow, didn't it?
it did. Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
and lighting the windows across.
Light in the windows, all the houses, you could
So
see
we knew,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
we knew it was moving around your
yeah,
house. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Windows lighted. The shadow of the wall
Yeah,
on that wall
yeah,
pulls away. So that was obviously the trajectory. It's moving around, making that go.
yeah, it's doing that. So
Yeah,
this is the type of experiences that's been going on in the village for the past, let's say, 6 months for me. And but also before we continue, I would like to add, as Peter went along working on these video clips I sent, and then he had other ones, he started to look for correlation, didn't you?
I did.
And
Yeah,
one thing, because we noticed in my sky, it's not my sky, do you know what I mean? That it was if the sky was like a fabric or something,
yeah,
something was happening. Could you like to expand upon that, what you
yeah.
found?
Slowing it right down. Um, that's when we saw the light. I mean, it's so gradual. You have to speed it up yourself.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
slow, but it rises up
mm,
and waves and comes across the lawn, doesn't it?
yeah,
You can see
yeah,
this ring move across
yes,
all the houses, and then this it makes this orb thing light appear. Yeah, the first one, not the one with the thing inside
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But you got so much going on around your way, and yeah, and as it appears, it kind of goes. There's like this what I call the lattice
That's
effect,
it, the lattice. Yeah.
which has since been told spoken of in a different, more scientific way. That
Hmm.
is this thing has been known as a transitional
Yeah.
movement activity,
Yeah.
enabling this whatever it is to come through.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
like when you say enabling, but we did speak, I think you mentioned it a few weeks ago, but I've known from study and research of Nindra's web, how
Yes.
Nindra's web works. I
That's
mean,
what.
that's, yeah.
Only when
Mm,
I've got a part of the software which is really thirsty on energy,
mm,
and it's a deep render, deep recovery, and it goes absolutely as massively into the picture as it possibly can, blows it up to like 35,000, size of a house,
mm-hmm,
huge, but it gets in that deep. I've
hmm.
noticed when it's on the sky, you get it's like a net, it's
Yeah.
like a web,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's contoured. It's not like flat or like a curved. It's kind of just all higgledy piggledy, but it's a net
Definitely in
stretching
there.
across
I mean, I
and
find that
behind the
amazing
thing.
because of Nindra's web or the
Yeah,
fabric of the universe, or what actually the Egyptians spoke about when
yeah,
studying Egyptian mythology and about consciousness. And they speak of this web
yeah.
casting the net. And it's the net, it's
Crazy.
casting the net where object or things manifest through.
Yeah,
So you're talking about from one dimension, we call it dimensions of consciousness, to another. But Peter, I have never seen, if anyone has, please contact me or Peter. I have never seen anyone been able to show
no,
what you call a UFO. I still call them UFOs. The actual appearance from one part of reality into another,
yeah,
whatever dimension that is. We see them fly, we see them just appear or just disappear. No one's ever captured the process. Like if you're going to come out your front door, there's
yeah,
you'll see opening the door, going out. No one's actually seen them. They just say they come in or they just disappear out of
yeah,
reality. But you've managed to capture the whole process of
yeah.
the
Well,
cubes.
yeah. You see, I mean, you even see like the darkness
Yeah.
appearing first, don't you? Or
Yes, the
the
dark. Oh,
light bulb,
yes. Yeah.
and then it gradually comes through, and then
Yeah.
so with the deep thingy, sometimes you see this business, and
Yeah.
it's behind there. You can see movement independent of everything else
Absolutely.
behind it, and this has reoccurred. I've found it twice now since.
Hmm.
Once it was Buckinghamshire.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm Buckinghamshire.
You're
Yeah.
Buckinghamshire, Cheshire.
Yeah.
Got it there, and there's another one. I can't remember what it was, but it's yeah, and we're finding this link over the last few months,
Yes. Brilliant.
and then finding scientists or PhD,
Hmm.
what do you call them? The physicist chaps
Yeah.
explaining their version of it, called, I think it was after a chap called Terrill or something.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
developed this theory with
Hmm.
another partner. I can't remember the name, sorry. In 1951,
Hmm.
they first documented this, and there was an image someone posted of this light thing doing this. I thought, this is incredible. You know,
But for me, it actually makes sense what happened when my door cam captured it. Okay, and when the beings were saying, "You need to find this guy who I didn't know, Peter, Truth in Focus. He's the one," because you found this now in our time, 2025.
yeah,
However, you subsequently found out this was discovered way back.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
now that actually correlates and makes sense why Ring Doorbell took all the footage down. Does that make sense?
it does. You think
Because
there's an
it's not,
algorithm in there somewhere,
yeah,
or
there's this is what maybe no one wants to get out at the moment because it's
yeah,
science.
yeah,
Because what is hidden is UFOs and these beings are not hidden. We're
no,
all experiencing them, but the science is hidden.
yeah,
What's hidden from humanity is the science. The science is classified. That's why they're coming out and
yeah.
going, yes, there are alien beings or whatever you choose to call them.
But it happens so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, can you imagine that light appearance with the energy waves? If that happened in the slow motion that I caught,
yeah.
it would be absolutely, and people would go, "What the hell?" The whole sky lights up
The village at
and
night
then goes back.
went into pure, it was daytime.
Yeah,
And the fact is, then it blew out, it did a
and
power
then you power.
outage.
Yeah,
And I sent you the confirmation from my service
yeah.
provider. We never knew this was, we don't know why.
They
Obviously,
don't,
they
yeah.
know why,
Mm.
because it was after that week when they took down all my videos of all the craft that were coming through and all the, I mean, it was for you to capture the coming
Mm.
in. It was the whole point. Why did it happen? It was for you, Peter, to get this out there. And you subsequently found out they already knew about it, but it's not, humanity doesn't know about it. There are no like
No,
mainstream social scientists doing it. It's all
they seem to be.
classified.
Yeah, sorry, they seem to be quite bothered with, more interested in disclosure and flying saucers
Absolutely.
than this narrative that which we're finding
Yeah.
is organic.
Is organic.
Okay,
And this is, it's science
it's the
that we
living
need.
light. Yeah,
And because, looking at there was lots of other videos and clips I sent you, then I had to stop because you were overburdened. I mean, I was stalking you. Gloria part one, part two, three. And so I had to pull back. And because at that point when I was pulling back, it was then that you were getting clips from elsewhere. And
yeah,
because you became aware of what the cube showed you and how it worked, you were then ready, you'd learn for the next one and the next one.
yeah, yeah.
And since
Well,
then, you've had
yeah,
some amazing footage, haven't you?
yeah. Learning all the time from each case. You learn different techniques and what
Mhm,
can work better with some things.
mhm.
I keep everything to an absolute minimum. I don't. I never pile on. Whack up the levels or anything.
No, no,
Everything's very subtle, and I always keep the original with it side
absolutely.
by side so I can
Yeah.
see the differences, see what should be there.
Mhm,
And if it's just enhancing and sharpening up those forms,
mhm.
then I know we're onto a winner.
I mean, for me, the fact is, that what the beings were saying was that this guy Peter will not use AR. He will not enhance because there's so much you don't know what's out there. So the
Yeah,
first thing is what I've recorded on the Ring doorbell is not from my phone. It's not AI. It's on the Ring doorbell. The Ring doorbell company took down the whole week. However, I did capture the cube. And the only thing Peter's done to the videos or the clips is just enhance them, as he said. There's no
yeah.
alteration in it.
Make it the best it can possibly
Yeah.
be
So for
without
we can
changing anything.
visualize it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, Peter's now learning a bit more about the science, and I'm putting it out there. If
Well,
there's any scientists out there who can explain how this cube, it's not even a cube when it starts off, is it, Peter?
no, no.
It's not. It's a shapeshifter. It changes. It's as if it has to do something for it to appear as a massive cube in the sky.
Yeah.
And another thing, I never found out, Peter, how big was it? Because it's working
No,
out distance. We never did that.
no.
How big is the cube? When you see it, and it's in context with the house, the bungalows in the village, if anyone has any idea the height or the size and dimension of this cube, it is a
Yeah,
solid cube.
yeah,
And I will add in this video the stills that Peter did when he did, was it revert? When it's black and white, you
yeah,
reverse.
yeah.
I will add that so you can see what Peter's done to give you this shape. And remember, nature does not go in straight lines and does not produce a big cube out of the sky. Um,
No,
However, you did release a few videos of this, didn't you? And we were
yeah.
surprised as to why it wasn't picked up.
I know.
Have you got any idea why?
No idea. No idea. Apart
Do
from what you said, but perhaps people just don't. Perhaps it's a bit too much.
you think it's too much
It's
more?
going down a path that I haven't seen anyone else take. And
No,
what
I
you're
haven't.
no, and what you're seeing, and we've seen, no one else has seen
No.
apart from us that I've exposed the material to,
Yeah.
because you can't see this unless you go there.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
the thing with the cube, I remember now from the cloud when it blows out and then sucks all back in.
Yeah.
As it goes back into the light, or like all this energy,
Yeah.
that's when that thing happens. But you can see a shape behind that, and then it goes solid. And
Yeah.
that's where the cube was once I took the lightness back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the cube there.
Exactly.
It's
So is
crazy
there
stuff.
anything for anyone watching, because you're more, I'm not the technical one, it just happens to be, I'm an experiencer of these beings. So that I get this sort of type of experience, but Peter's the technical guy. So before we end our chat and I show the videos and the
Yeah.
clips that I've taken and that you've worked on for me, is there anything you want to put out there for anyone you want to ask them or anything in regards to, because you're doing other work as well as mine, you're still working on mine.
Yeah.
Um, any questions you're putting out there to scientists or anyone that they could get back to you and give you some
Well, no,
information?
I was thinking Bill, one of my subscribers,
Yeah,
he sent some photos that I made of this thing, lattice thing, to a professor, PhD, MSc,
yeah.
university type chap. I can't remember his name, Doctor someone. And instead of him going, "What on earth are you wasting my time with this for?"
Hmm.
He says, "Ah, that's interesting." And then he went into this. I mean, it went over mine and Bill's heads the
Yeah.
way he explains this in a
Mm-hmm.
little essay,
Hmm.
how the theory behind this, what's happening, and the
Brilliant.
fourth, fifth dimensions or whatever's going on with it,
Hmm.
why they're using this. It's almost like interlacing on an old movie.
Yeah,
And something to do with the magnetic field of the earth and stuff. He really goes into detail on this.
wonderful.
I wouldn't know what to ask them. I really, because
No,
I'm the visuals.
yeah.
Most of the cases I don't even read about, and they're dropping names on me because I started this as a hobby from doing films,
Yeah.
just restoring old movies, and then thought I'll try a UFO. Let's have a go at that.
Mm.
That's what blew me away, and then it's gone on from there. It's
It's
crazy.
amazing work that you're doing. So, I mean, as I said, for me, I see it that you've subsequently found we didn't know what we'd found. The being
No
said to
idea.
me, send it to Peter. So obviously they knew that you would find it. But it's been known for decades and it's not in the public domain. And obviously, when the Cube come in, then the powers that be took that whole week down and the triangle. However, we did capture a few other ones. The one that had
Yeah.
life in it. I mean, that one out. It was looked like an orb, didn't it at first?
Oh, the big light.
A big light.
And when I took the switched the light to the dark or
Mm.
whatever it is, and I switched it round, there is a form in there
Yes,
that's
moving.
moving independently. And I animated that then into
Yeah.
a little film, didn't I?
Yes, you
And you can
did.
see it moving.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no artifacts, nothing's added or anything.
It's
It is a
alive. We know it.
thing.
I mean, to me, it looked like a. I showed it to my daughter who's pregnant. She said, it looks like a
It
fetus.
does. It does.
It looks alive and it's
Absolutely.
looking
Yeah.
and it's organic
Yeah.
and this is one of the things that we've between the two of us who are not scientific. I'm an experiencer and he's a technical guy. However, he is an experiencer really, but that's on another podcast. Is to us it seemed organic. It was
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
It
Well,
wasn't nuts and bolts.
no, it goes back to Jimmy posted a short clip of a chap. I think his name was Robert Keel.
Please mention Jimmy's
Oh,
podcast.
Jimmy, yeah, UAP files.
There you go.
Jimmy UAP files. He posted a little reel. This guy, I think it was Robert Keel, in the 1960s, early
Hmm.
60s in California, started noticing these lights over the harbour as
Hmm.
he was just sitting and watch, and then realised they looked like they were almost playing.
Hmm.
They were, flying around and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the fishermen were interacting with them with their torches. This is in the sort of 60s. And he thought, this is crazy. And he made a study then over the next few years.
Hmm.
And he called them, they are living lights. And
Living
that's
lights.
exactly what I think we've found.
Yeah,
And the same thing repeated over many, many cases I've looked at now.
yeah,
The
yeah.
thing inside moving around.
I think this is, as we evolve consciousness and the experience that's happening now with
Yeah.
contact between everyone, it's just happening everywhere. I just saw a clip come up that was uploaded about 9 hours ago in the USA because we're in the UK. Um, I think it was in Arizona. Where were the Houston or somewhere, Arizona, somewhere out there. All these orbs are in the sky. And
Yeah.
apparently, this clip has gone viral millions. This woman's outside and they're just appearing, moving, and going. So
Wow.
it seems like, because when it first started at mine, it started with the cube, then it escalated. And then you started getting it for other places, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like a catapult. It went out and they were coming in. I've been searching for similar. I have not found anything like the cube, nothing at all, or the big light. However,
Italy. Sorry.
now we're
Yeah.
seeing things are starting to appear.
Yeah, that one I got from Italy.
Yes,
That's the
yeah,
second time. That's the
yeah,
only other time I've seen the cube.
yeah,
And it's just over the mount, just before it
yeah,
disappears behind the mountain. And
yeah.
there it is. Big
So
thing. Big
something is
thing.
happening, and I
Damn
mean, for
right.
me, as an experience, so I'm aware of that. But obviously, people need proof. But people need to take notice. If you know, if for example, if we don't have an understanding of the science, I'm not a scientist, but I'm fully aware as an experiencer of these beings and craft that I need to have some understanding of the science of how this is happening.
Yeah.
And last question, what does this do to your reality?
Oh, it's changed it completely. It's changed it completely. The more I'm getting into this, the more you branch out into other
Yeah.
avenues of how your consciousness and we're all part of one. And so it's like, oh my days, it's this and the web, the net, 6,000-year-old Buddha intranet, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And then
Yeah,
is this it? Is this
yeah,
what I've
and
got?
in Egypt, casting the net, and I did a
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel. I did a docu series, and one of them was Egyptian. Their sciences and about these beings, and about the netters, and I did that, and it's about casting the net. It's a fabric and how to manipulate the fabric of the
Yeah.
universe, how to manifest. I mean, we're all consciousness one.
Yeah.
How it's manifested, but how it actually works.
Do you know
So
how I
go on.
saw it, Gloria? I can remember when I did that one, when I first thought, wow, this is
Yeah.
an opening
Yeah.
of a Dali painting
Yeah. Yes, you
or a
did.
Gilliam picture where
Yeah.
you've got your three dimensions and all of a sudden they throw that away by tearing a hole, a strip and just
Absolutely.
opening. So
Yeah.
this three dimensions gone into what is that dimension? You've
Exactly.
just
Well,
made a hole.
you can use quantum physics, like, way
Quantum
back they
physics.
did the analogy to help everyone understand quantum
Yeah,
physics. Imagine we're in a 2D reality
yeah,
and someone's big finger comes down.
that's the
We
one.
actually, which is amazing about the cube, and that's why they said to me, get him to slow it down. We actually don't see what that shape is from a 3D perspective.
No, I
We don't
know.
see it. Our frequency of consciousness, we have to transform it into 3D. However, what was the information given to me is if you slow it down, you will have a greater understanding of how it manifests coming through.
Yeah,
But I've got it. What it was February this year. I was told that. And then subsequently, you found out the scientists knew about that, but we, the public, didn't know about that. When we've been saying, well, what are these objects? How are they appearing,
yeah.
disappearing? How
Mm,
are they going so fast? They're not going fast. It's not what you think it is. It's to do with that net. It's to do with the
it
fabric of
is.
the universe,
Yeah.
which the Egyptians, and yes, in Buddhist time,
It's
they
just
have spoken
crazy.
about.
And that is so crazy, isn't it? So
Yeah.
crazy. Some of the lights on that come to you though, I haven't been able to slow down enough, have
Mm.
I?
They're too
Some, I mean,
fast now.
I've gone really, really slow, and they still just go, "Bop,"
They're too fast. They're too
which could be
fast.
happening all the time. If they're happening that fast, you'd never see it.
They are, I
Never
would
see it.
say they are happening all the time. In the groups that I run, because I support experiences and
Yeah,
they're seeing these objects and they're going, they're that, then they're that. They're that, then they're that. It was fortunate and it was meant to be that not on my phone, but on the Ring door cam that I cannot manipulate.
no,
Ring door cam can, they can take it all down as they did
mm,
that it's through that process. And also, I think old school cameras, I mean, I have a Samsung phone, which has got a brilliant camera. I have to tell you, it's one of the best. However, I think older versions of cameras or black
yeah,
and white cameras are the best.
I know
I,
what you mean.
you know what I mean? Than
Yeah,
capturing a modern one because
yeah.
I don't even trust my new phone when I do a video in case AI is manipulating the
Apparently they do,
data.
don't they? Yeah, apparently so. But
Yeah,
but there's nothing my angle on it. There's
yeah,
nothing better than a high quality,
yeah,
4K recording
yeah.
because then I make my own frames.
You make your own frames. Yeah.
I can make 120 frames a second
Yeah.
or more. I have gone more than that, which is
You have gone more, and it's
I have,
sometimes it's taking you 48 hours
I know.
to render until eventually I give him like a 3 second clip he then has to slow down. That takes him days to do it and render and all that until I get the whole picture, which you will see. Don't worry, it's coming. I mean, but before we end this chat, and we will be coming back for more chats, because I personally think your work is paramount, and the information that you've just found out about, we call it, if you want to call it, ninja's web or fabric of the universe, but this science that you now it's been evidenced by this
Yeah,
PhD scientist.
theoretically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. And I think this is going to go somewhere else. And
yeah,
it's through your artistic creation and your perseverance. I know you spend days on these clips, and you have to go to work,
yeah,
and you work night shift, and you've
yeah.
got your life. So firstly, I'm extremely grateful. And I will hold back all my clips until we play catch up. Let's get this lot done. You've got others to
Right.
do. But Peter, where can people get hold of you? And if they have any work they would like to, for you to do for them on anything they have, where can they get hold of you? What's your contact details?
This is my Truth in Focus YouTube page.
Hmm.
I've got on there. I can't remember my email address. Truth in Focus UFO at gmail.com, I think. But I have to put UFO in there because it wouldn't work otherwise.
Okay,
Yes,
if you have any problems trying to
but
get
go to
hold of
YouTube
Peter,
page.
get hold of me and I'll pass it
Yeah,
on.
or the
I'll pass
YouTube
it on.
page, and you can leave a comment like some people have today. How can
Yeah.
I get stuff to you? So I'll put my email address in and they
Yeah,
sent it.
that's
Sorry, I
what
can't
I
remember.
did. I stalked him and said, I need your contact details. I want to show you something. And he trusted. He
I did.
trusted. I've stalked him ever since, and we've been chatting for months. And
We
now
have
we've
shot.
become a really good friend, which is wonderful because we're all in this together. So,
Yeah.
Peter, thank you for jumping on
Oh, you're
today.
most welcome. You're most
And
welcome.
please we promote that Jimmy's channel, please, because Jimmy is doing amazing work. Please give his
Yeah,
details.
Jimmy at UAP Files. He
Yeah,
does a
absolutely
fantastic
amazing.
podcast, and he's on Instagram and Substack. He's on everything, and
He's
he's
on every,
awesome.
he's all about the place. He's
The
got
man's,
himself out there.
yeah, he is second
For
to none. His
me,
integrity for this journey we're on
this is what I
is
was saying
unbelievable.
about Jimmy.
Yeah.
He has integrity, he has
Committed.
sincerity. He's not
Mm.
there for clickbait.
No way.
I mean, and that's what I don't do it on my channel. For me, I don't care how many followers I have, but if something I can share can
Yeah.
influence or help another person, even one person, I've been a success. But I really do today want to promote your work, Peter, because I'm going to start calling you Jimmy in a minute. You know I do all the
You
time.
do.
I get confused. And to promote your work. And you will see in the clips that I have that I'm going to share the quality of Peter's work. So once again, if any of you wish to, would you a job or something like that, you would like done, get hold of Peter.
Yeah, I look at I've enhanced all sorts of things, not just UFOs.
No, 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 you're good at
All
that,
sorts
aren't
of
you?
private work for people.
Yeah,
If they just want to look closer at something, could it
yeah.
be anything, architecture, or whatever it is, or
Or
people.
if you've got old family videos,
Yeah, I do
or
all that.
photographs that are
And I
really
use the same
taken.
techniques, you see,
Mm,
as I do with the
yeah,
UFOs.
yeah.
So, working it out, if it was going to do it, I would get weird things happening to the people, but nothing. It is what it is. What you
It,
see is
yeah.
what's there.
It's not embellished in
Not at
any
all.
way at all. Nothing's
No.
added and nothing's taken away.
No, and if anything's drastically changed to prove something like the inverted, then I'll
Yeah,
state that. I've
yeah.
made the contrast, I changed the colours so you
Absolutely,
can see things
absolutely.
better. But otherwise, no,
Okay.
not at all.
Well, on
All
that
right, look,
note, guys, well, me and Peter will stop talking, and then I'm going to show you the clips. And I really look forward to your feedback. Any questions, any ideas? Anyone has any idea what we are now witnessing in our skies? And also, if you've seen any cubes like that come out, or the objects that come out from my area around my village, um, please let me know and either send to Peter or send to me, and I will send to Peter. So, Peter, thanks very
you're
much
welcome.
for coming in for a chat.
If
And we'll
anyone wants
do.
to, sorry, I
Huh?
was going to say, if anyone wants to question saying it's not real or whatever, put them on to me. and I'll tell them exactly how it's done, or I'll send them to somewhere like the developer's site and they explain exactly how this software works.
Brilliant.
And it's the
Brilliant.
best in the world. So, and
That
thank you,
is
Gloria,
wonderful.
for having me on.
And thank
Thank
you,
you.
Peter, for educating us on this. All
No
right.
problem.
Bye for now. Okay, here we have the footage of the cube appearing, captured by my Ring doorbell. Initially, as stated with Peter, it was around 3 seconds long. He had to slow it down frame by frame by frame. But by doing so, Peter captured the whole manifestation coming from one reality or dimension into ours. Nighttime in the village, minimum light pollution. However, this cube lit up the skies, as you can see, as if it was daytime. This clip is another version of the previous clip where Peter has enhanced and given more clarity, adding a bit more light and contrast to it, so we can actually see the slower progress slightly faster, but with more definition. You can see here how bright that light was. These are some of the screenshots that Peter took whilst working on the video from the Ring door. As you can see, there is no doubt that what appeared in the sky in the village above my house was a cube. There we go. A wonderful conversation with Peter Osborne from Truth in Focus, and the Ring doorbell footage. It's authentic. What do you think about the footage? What do you think about the conversation? Please like and share this video out, that it may reach other people, that maybe they have seen or have footage of any one of the protonic solids in the sky, of which this cube is. Thank you for watching and listening to Inception Podcast. Until the next time, bye for now.